Since Triple H was appointed as head of WWE Creative in the summer of 2022, the landscape at WWE has drastically altered, from returning wrestlers making an impact to the game's focus in restoring prestige to the mid-card titles. The majority of Triple H's creative direction has been praised by fans. However, there are some things in the Triple H era of WWE that fans have been critical towards. These are things that fans are continuously pushing for the game to fix, and hopefully over the next few months, the former WWE champion implements plans to rectify some of the major issues that fans have with the current product. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 10 things that aren't working in the Triple H era of WWE. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Number 10. Formulaic end to shows. One of the more common complaints fans have in relation to Raw and SmackDown is that every week the two respective shows seem to end in a very similar way. Triple H enjoys a mass brawl to end the show, and whilst these types of endings are highly entertaining, booking them frequently make them lose their wow factor. It's almost as if Triple H struggles to know how to end an episode of Raw, and he believes that if the show doesn't go off the air with some type of chaos, fans won't be back next week. The same can be said for most premium live events, particularly those headlined by Roman Reigns. If Reigns is main eventing the show, it's now virtually guaranteed that his match will end with outside interference, and the PLE in question will go off the air with Reigns standing tall. Number 9. Raw's commentary team. Whereas SmackDown's commentary team consisting of Michael Cole and Wade Barrett is praised by fans, the same can't be said for the Raw commentary team. Raw's commentary team consists of Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves, and fans have been extremely critical of this pairing. There's no chemistry whatsoever there, and Patrick still sounds nervous when calling WWE's flagship show. Patrick has great potential as a lead announcer, but throwing him into the deep end and allowing him to call Raw is a huge risk that really isn't paying off. Patrick calling shows such as NXT and Main Event, and WWE rehiring Amaro Ranallo or another notable play-by-play commentator may be a smart move. Number 8. The Women's Division. Now, upon opening Twitter, there are endless complaints relating to how Triple H is booking the Women's Division in WWE. Some fans state that Triple H has yet to book a compelling feud for the Women's Division since taking over, and that the women's roster simply isn't his priority. There is an argument to be made that Triple H has missed the mark with several women's storylines of the past year. The Damage Control storyline was great at first, but the talented trio have seemingly lost every match they've had, and there's no surprise that there are rumors of Triple H wanting to split them up. His efforts when it came to the women at Wrestlemania 39 were a huge disappointment. The two women's matches, Rhea Ripley vs Charlotte Flair and Asuka vs Bianca Belair, had zero story going into them, and this ultimately heavily damaged the hype for the two respective matches. Triple H needs to prioritize creating compelling storylines for women, or at least hire a writer to solely work on booking storylines that can lead to fans getting excited about the women's division once again. Number 7. The presentation of Liv Morgan. Speaking of the women's division, the presentation of Liv Morgan is one of the major duds of Triple H's time running creative. When Morgan won the Money in the Bank ladder match and subsequently cashed in on Ronda Rousey, it was a welcome change of pace from fans. Morgan was super over with the fans, and her reign felt fresh and different. However, the feud with Rousey was handled atrociously, and Morgan came out of the feud without a title and looking like she had zero credibility. The old let it play out expression was used in relation to Morgan's booking, but she was simply relegated to the tag division, and it looks like Triple H has no plans to keep Morgan in the hunt for a singles title. Number 6. Returns. Triple H has brought back a number of names to WWE that have been released in the years prior. Names such as Braun Strowman, Karrion Kross, Chelsea Green and Johnny Gargano have all made WWE comebacks, but the majority of these returns have been total letdowns. Triple H bringing these talents back was a good idea, but so far he's only managed to use a select few effectively. Talents such as Karrion Kross and Johnny Gargano are barely on TV, and when they're on TV, they're failing to get a reaction. Triple H has also brought back talent such as a Hit Row stable, a group who are evidently not ready for the main roster, but the game has randomly brought them back because they were once popular when he ran NXT. Triple H, before bringing these talents back, should have assessed who was actually needed and not based these major decisions on who he was a fan of in NXT. Number 5. Lack of planning. Now, planning is vital when it comes to wrestling, but with Triple H he seems rather spontaneous when it comes to his booking plans. In relation to the many returns over the past year, Triple H has brought several of these names back with zero creative direction. Why on earth Triple H would bring names back without a concrete creative direction makes no sense, and it just creates further problems for him down the line. There is also a major lack of planning when it comes to major feuds and title reigns. There are several rumors surrounding who will face Roman Reigns next, but these plans should already be locked in, and Triple H should be looking to plan way in advance so these storylines can develop to the highest level possible. Number 4. The return of Bray Wyatt. When Wyatt returned at Extreme Rules in 2022, fans were elated. Wyatt was released from WWE in 2021, and this was one of the most shocking releases in recent memory. Wyatt received a nuclear reaction from fans, and it was made clear based on this initial presentation that Wyatt was once again going to be a top star. Unfortunately, a few weeks after Wyatt's return, the magic began to fade. Wyatt would introduce fans to Uncle Howdy, and whilst this was fun at first, it dragged on without fans knowing any more information about the mysterious figure. Wyatt's feud with LA Knight was decent, but their match at the Royal Rumble was heavily criticised, and Knight was the one who was carrying the feud. It also looked like Wyatt was going to rekindle his on-screen partnership with Alexa Bliss, but this went absolutely nowhere. Wyatt was initially planned to face Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania 39, but due to illness that Wyatt suffered, this was scrapped. His return has been a huge missed opportunity, and despite being back since October, Wyatt has only wrestled a total of one match across all episodes of TV and premium live events. When Wyatt returns, Triple H needs to work out what direction he wants to take his character in because fans need answers, as currently his character arc is a complete mess that has left fans very frustrated. Number 3. Cody Rhodes fails to finish the story. Heading into WrestleMania 39, it seemed like a certainty that Cody Rhodes was going to conquer Roman Reigns. Rhodes' merchandise numbers were through the roof, and Rhodes-led house show events were selling out across North America. Fast forward to the end of WrestleMania 39, when Reigns pinned Rhodes to retain the undisputed Universal title, the air was literally sucked out of the SoFi Stadium. They believe that there is more of the story to tell when it comes to Rhodes winning the title, and they also believe that Reigns hitting 1,000 days as champion is great from a marketing perspective. Rhodes winning at WrestleMania 39 was a perfect occasion to make Rhodes the face of the company. There was no logical reason why this shouldn't have happened, and WWE may have missed the opportunity of a lifetime. Number 2. Roman Reigns' reign. One of the problems with Roman Reigns' title reign is that it's become very stale. Reigns has held one of his world titles for almost 1,000 days, and while some of his feuds have been amazing, the formulaic approach to his matches have become very stale. WWE seems to think that Reigns reaching 1,000 days is a huge deal, but is this really going to lead to an increase in business? The reality is that live events and TV dates without Reigns being advertised are selling out, so Reigns isn't remotely positively influencing the business as reigning champion. WWE decided to have Reigns drop the title to Cody Rhodes wouldn't have remotely hindered business, and this decision has led to a strong portion of fans just wanting Reigns' title reign to come to an end. There's also a major problem with Reigns' part-time status. Reigns appeared on Raw after WrestleMania, and then he's been absent since then. Part-time world champions are never a good thing, and this is certainly one of those occasions in which Triple H needs to realize that Reigns holding 2 world titles hostage probably isn't the smartest move, especially when it comes to how fans are perceiving the modern era. And number 1, the sheer logic. After a few short weeks after WrestleMania 39, Triple H came down to the ring on Raw and introduced fans to the brand new world title. The title design was excellent, but it wasn't Triple H's reasoning that led to complaints from fans. Triple H explained that Reigns had negotiated a part-time contract, so they needed a new world champion because a part-time champion isn't good for the company. The logic of this made zero sense. Reigns had already been on a part-time contract for around a year, and it instantly presented the new world title as a secondary title, as it was solely created because the actual world champion wasn't around. This new world title makes things extremely messy in WWE. In theory, there are 3 separate world titles. There's a new world title, and a WWE title, and the Universal title in which Reigns has held for almost 1,000 days. Fans are hoping that Triple H has thought this idea through, as whilst the idea of a new world title is probably needed, especially for the Raw brand, the reasoning and rationale wasn't the best. There are several big names rumored to win the new title, with names such as Seth Rollins and Finn Balor being firm favourites. They have a tough task in making this new world title credible, and they're going to have to rely on talents promoting the world title as if it's the biggest and most important thing in the entire world. But there you have it, folks, 10 things that aren't working in the Triple H era of WWE. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.